Hello.
How
Hi,
are
how are
you,
you?
darling?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. And how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on this live and for taking the time out of your busy day to have a chat with us and for us to get to know who you are and what you're about. So thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. If anything, I'm very glad that you reached out to me and you wanted me to be on this live. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
It's one of those things where because we haven't had pageants this year, so it's one of those where we're so happy to hear from Paula to say that there will be a pageant going ahead. But one of the things that I myself realized is that I actually didn't know very much about all the contestants apart from my friends and things like that. So I wanted to know everybody, and as part of Pageant Land Online, we said, why not just do lives, get to know the girls so that Pageant Land itself can get to know you guys as well. So
Mhm.
this is why we wanted to do this, and it wouldn't have worked without you guys agreeing to it and saying yes to joining us. So thank you so much for saying yes and for letting me quiz you for the next 30 minutes.
Oh, slightly nervous, but I'm really excited actually. And I think it's a great thing that you guys are doing, especially because Europe is not very big on pageantry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great way to even get, my friends and family to really understand what pageantry is about. So
Mm-hmm.
this life will definitely help them to know what it is that I'm doing and why I'm interested in pageantry and why I decided to join. So yeah, I'm really glad actually. I'm excited.
We're excited too. Is this your first pageant?
Oh, actually, no, it's not. I actually competed in Miss Teen Great Britain in 2012.
Wait, what? Which year did you compete? Sorry.
Wait, did you compete as well? I
I
competed in 2012.
I think me and Sharon competed in 2013 or 14, one of those years. So
No.
I'm amazed because like anyone who's competed in Miss Teen GB knows it's like such a fantastic first starter a pageant, like just to get introduce you to what pageantry is about. So to meet someone else who's competed in it. But so have you competed since like Miss Teen GB?
Yes, I have actually.
Mm-hmm.
2013, she said.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so surprised. Yeah, I did actually. I went on to compete in a pageant. I don't know if you know about it, Miss Africa Great Britain.
Yeah.
Do you know about it?
I've also competed in that one.
Sorry, I'm just so. That is
Small world.
amazing.
Small world.
So wait, you've competed in it as well?
Yeah, I've been competing for the past close to 10 years now, and I have almost done every system apart from Miss Universe and Miss GB, and then the relatively new ones that have started within the past 5 years or so. But honestly, most of the pageants I've done it at least once or twice.
Oh my goodness, I'm so shocked. What the world is really is small.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. But yeah, I actually competed in Miss Africa Great Britain in 2012 because
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Miss Great Britain was September
Mm-hmm.
and then Miss Africa Great Britain was in October.
October, yeah.
So yeah, so it wasn't really that far apart. And the crazy thing is I actually won in 2012. I was the
Wow.
winner. Yes.
Like your second pageant and you win. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was really interesting because when I actually competed for Miss Teen Great Britain, I had no idea what pageantry was really about, because I was more interested in modeling and
Mm-hmm.
but my mom wanted me to do sports because she was a professional handball player back in her days. So
Mm-hmm.
she really put me into like basketball, tennis, and horse riding, and she even put me playing instruments like piano and things like
Yeah.
that. But I really wasn't interested. For me, I told her I want to be a model, and she was like, "What? How did you from
It's a
sports to
betrayal.
modeling?" Like, Just like what is that? That's completely different. But that's because I really enjoyed watching American Next Top Model, and I love the lifestyle and, you know, getting all dolled up and things like that and just posing. So yeah, that's pretty much why
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, why I decided to kind of get into pageantry. But when I first joined, I really didn't know what it was about,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Miss Teen Great Britain. But one of the things that I really got from it was that it was all about giving back.
Mm-hmm.
Although I didn't like win, it was a great experience
Yes,
because I got into the top 25. I was like, how did I
that's
get to the top
amazing.
25? Like, what? And you know, and even like once everything was over, I remember like a couple of people coming up to me saying, "Oh my goodness, you was amazing on stage. You were so confident. It's a shame you didn't get any further." And I was like, "Oh, okay, so this is something." So one thing
Yeah.
that really stuck with me from that was pageantry was all about giving back.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to compete with Miss Africa Great Britain, I had a bit more of an understanding,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a platform that I wanted, which was really about young people
Mm-hmm.
and education.
Yeah.
So when I went on to win, I worked with SOS Children Village. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you know that charity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that charity is based, they have like bases all over the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went back home, which actually I'm originally from Angola. So I
Mm-hmm.
went there for about 2 weeks, and I was visiting all the different villages and seeing what they were doing and really raising awareness of what they do and raising money because they still needed to build quite, you know, a few you know, buildings and things like that. So it was really an amazing experience. And I knew that pageantry is not really about yourself, it's about what you can give back and
Yeah.
the changes that you can make and things like that. So it was an amazing experience actually, but yeah.
So has that been your platform ever since, or has your platform changed? Like, what is your platform at the current moment?
Um, I think it's changed in an aspect of what it is, but it's still to do with young people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it's they're the next generation, and we really need to empower them and to give them the right resources and the safe space that they need to really accomplish and to be their best selves. So it still is working with young people, but it's really just promoting education because that's what's worked for me. I
Mm-hmm.
completely understand that nowadays is, you know, there's many different ways where you can go about accomplishing your dreams, but I can only speak to what's worked for me and what's my
Yeah.
experience, you know, and that's been through education, and especially in the STEM field as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that is an important platform, education. I'm an advocate for education myself. But what made you pick Miss Universe GB as a pageant that you wanted to do? Because there's so many out there, but what made Miss Universe GB stand out, apart from the fact that it's the biggest one, but what made you want to do it?
Yes, definitely. You know what it is? It was actually when the reason why I got into pageantry was because I don't know if you know Layla Lopez.
I think
Yeah.
everybody knows Layla.
You know, she is right. She won in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
and she's from Angola. And fun fact, I'm originally from Angola as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I immigrated here when I was 6 years old. And when she won, like it was a big thing in our community, and that really just grabbed my attention. Like pageantry, I was like, oh, okay, you know, everyone's talking about her, and everyone was telling me you should, you know, participate as well. Like it would be an amazing thing. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I would be, you know, the right queen and things like that. But obviously then I went on and I competed and I won. But then I decided that I needed to take a break and I needed to build myself and to put myself really in a better position to be able to give
Mm-hmm.
back. And that was by completing my education. I went on to university and you know, and studied and things like that. And now it's like I feel like I'm in the best position to really give back. And then one of the things that I really love about Miss Universe Britain is that it gives you that platform to really amplify your message. And that message
Mm-hmm.
for me is, you know, the importance of education. And it's really just about empowering, you know, women and even just like for me as young people to pursue what it is that we want to do. but I really just want to focus on education because it's very important. Especially with the focus on encouraging young girls to get within the STEM field. And I think that, you know, if you ask a young girl, like, oh, you know, what is a beauty queen? I think they have this perception, or even if you ask them what is an engineer, more likely they'll say it's probably like a man, right? They wouldn't put the two and two together. And I think me participating is really breaking that barrier and just showing them that's completely different.
Yeah.
And I want to, you know, show to them that you can be multifaceted and you don't have to be just one thing. You know, you can, for instance, be an engineer, be into pageantry, be into fashion and things like that. So, you know, Miss Universe Great Britain really provides that platform for me. So that's really one of the reasons why,
Yeah, so then this leads to the question then of why should but the question is, why should you win Miss Universe GB?
I think I should win really because of what I can bring to the crown, my experiences. The funny thing is actually I was heavily discouraged from pursuing my education within the STEM field. My teachers told me that I actually wasn't, you know, capable of, you know, pursuing an education within. I graduated as an electronic engineer, and that really never left me. And that really planted that seed of doubt and that barrier within me. But I worked really hard to overcome all of that. And I really just want to provide a safe space and to really tell young girls that you are capable of achieving anything that it is that you want to. And I really want to get more young girls interested in STEM subjects because when needed, it's heavily dominated by men. And a lot of the technologies that are coming out, we need a woman's perspective. For instance, I don't know if you know, when cars were being built, they used a test dummy based on a man's measurement. So when there was any casualties, they didn't take into consideration, like, you know, women's stature and things like that. So we
were discounted.
Exactly, yeah. So we are needed in this room because it's only, out of 100%, there's only, what, 28% of women within the STEM field. So I really do want to encourage them to get more involved in that, and that it can be a really fulfilling career. And I think it's amazing to offer solutions to some of the world's biggest problems. It's so fulfilling. So yeah.
Yeah, which is amazing. So what would you bring to the crown?
What would I bring to the crown? Oh yeah, definitely. It would be my experience, what I've been through, and even just the people that I have behind me. I have a lot of people that are interested in the STEM field that they don't think that you can be an engineer, you know, a scientist, and also be interested in pageantry and, you know, giving back and things like that. And I can really bring these people to the, you know, to the pageant platform and things like that. So I think it's definitely going to be my experiences. It's going to be my hard work, the things that I'm really passionate about, and really what I'm willing to give.
So without question, I flipped it the other way around because I previously asked it. So the second part, or the first part of that question, is, do you need the crown or does the crown need you?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Do I need a crown or does the crown need me? I think it's a bit of both. Definitely. I think I will still carry on doing what I'm doing because it's something I'm truly passionate about, and it's something that I've been through, and it's something that I can advise young people, for sure. But in the sense of where the crowd may need me, it's more of like the audience that I can bring to them. I don't think that a lot of girls that are interested in STEM think that they can be a queen, that they can be interested in pageantry. I think in that sense, it's like, yes, we are women, we are multifaceted, and we are able to accomplish anything. So if you want to get into that, yes, definitely go ahead. You're more than capable enough, right? But in the sense of that, where regardless, I am very passionate about what I do,
Yeah.
and I'm still going to do it with or without the crown, but it would be absolutely amazing because my voice and my message would just be amplified even more with the
Hmm.
crown.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's a bit of both, really.
Yeah.
It's a bit of both, yeah.
And this is what I always tell people, and only because I've also seen it for myself, and I've seen past winners, that the crown doesn't make the girl dictates what the crown is about in a way. So it genuinely is a mixture of both. The crown is an amplifier for what you stand for and for what you want people to know. But one of the things that at the current moment with COVID and everything else, we haven't been able to do events. We've had to use social media a lot more. Do you think that social media should be included in part of the judging aspect of pageantry, or is it something that we don't even need to consider?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't want to sound biased because I'm all about everything tech and things like that, but I say that it can be included, but I think it will depend on what we're being judged upon.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we should be judged upon the content and the value of what it is that we're posting.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it really be about like the interaction from people and things like that. But if we're really posting quality content,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what your platform is, for instance, for me, it's getting more young people, especially young girls, interested in STEM. So posting things about things that they can be doing
Mm-hmm.
and how they can get within the STEM field, regardless of whether they go into higher education or not. I think that should be taken into
Mm-hmm.
consideration. But, because I completely understand not everybody has like thousands and millions of subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that should be part of the judging criteria, but
Yeah.
more about the quality and the message that you're bringing across with what you're posting on social media.
Yeah.
So I think it can really be incorporated, but I think it will depend on what they'll be judging upon.
Yeah, I think it's something for us as pageant contestants that we can push the agenda to our directors, and it's up to us to then dictate what should and shouldn't be included in that judging criteria. But it's something that I will also be talking to Grace about, as she's a pageant coach. So it will be interested to hear her perspective on this question. But in terms of how you've been getting ready for the finals and what this year has thrown at you in terms of your preparation, what's that been like?
Oh, obviously this year is very different from, all the other years beforehand. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not being as easy.
Mm-hmm.
Just because obviously you know what's going on, the pandemic, COVID, and just how our life was completely flipped upside down.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely been tough. I'm not gonna lie about that. But mainly because I had to become the main breadwinner within my family. My mom, she works within the events field, so she actually lost her job. So I'm the one that kind of had to step in and pay all the major household bills and things like that. But I think the one highlight for me is that one of the things that I didn't realize was how important my job role was.
Mm-hmm.
I actually work in IT procurement, so that's really sourcing the best deals for IT equipment for the company. So
Mm-hmm.
when national lockdown was announced, and I still actually had to go into the office
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks into
Yeah.
lockdown being announced. And at that time, there was that, coronavirus, it's a very serious thing, it's scary and it's very deadly. And I was so scared, but at the same time, I was really honored because I didn't think that my role was that important.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much me going into the office and setting up computers because there was a lot of people within the organizations that didn't have, laptops and things
Yeah.
like that, but work from home, which was great because that meant that we didn't have to really furlough anybody and nobody had to lose their jobs. And at that
Mm-hmm.
time, I was like, wow, actually my job is very important. You
Important.
know, yeah, I'm like, I'm providing, you know, people the opportunity to keep working. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, it was really scary for me because I still had to, you know, use public transportation. Not that
Mm-hmm.
there was many people around, but just knowing that this virus was in the air, it was really scary for me.
Mm-hmm.
But just knowing that what I was doing was very beneficial to a lot of people, you just kind of kept going on. Okay, this is not about me, and this is about me giving back, and you know, making sure that everybody is in the best of condition and they can work well and not furloughed and things like that. So it's slightly kind of tough.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, I feel like I was very blessed that I was able to keep my job because I actually work as a contractor. And if anything, contractors are always the first person, like the first people to be let go of because you're not a permanent staff.
Mm.
You can just look, okay, this is
Yeah.
happening in the was very valuable. Sorry, I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, it's okay. It tends to happen with internet and things like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, it was slightly tough. But I think one of the things, because I felt like I was so blessed and, you know, that I was able to keep my job and I was able to work from home and I was able to provide help and support within the people that were in my company, I really felt like I had to give back. So so I partnered with this charity called Under One Sky. And basically what they did is they provided food to the homeless in and around London in different
Mm-hmm.
areas.
Mm-hmm.
So on my weekends, I would, you know, sign up and tell them I'm available. So we'd go around King's Cross or Embankment and things like that, and we give out like food to the homeless and provide them
Which is
with, you know,
wonderful.
yeah, sanitary products and things like that. So I felt like I was doing my part just because I felt like, you know, I was just so blessed and I had to be really grateful. And I was like, there's a reason why, you know, I've been able to keep my job and things like that. So I really need to do something to really honor that. And that's what I did. Yeah, just pretty much giving up.
That's
And
amazing. And just to end it more on a lighter note and things like that, like what are you looking forward to for the finals tomorrow? In less than 24 hours, guys, we will have a new Miss Universe GB winner. But what are you looking forward to?
oh, what am I looking forward to? You know what? I'm just really glad that we finally have a date.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, for the longest time, we were kind of kept in this limbo, like, is it happening? Is it not happening? And then last minute, we were told, okay, it's happening.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on this day. And we were like, what? That's not enough time. Like, we need more time to prepare. But, you know, it's something to really look forward to. And it's really great as well because I was able to get my family and my friends involved into this as well. So it was kind of like a distraction from what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And they can from this as well. Pageantry really was a hope, you know, brought hope for me and hope for like, you know, my friends and family and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to bring them along on my journey as well, so they can really see what it's about and, you know, like the whole purpose of it kind of thing. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would say that's like the main highlight, and even just like the preparation, for the pageantry. Like
Yeah.
I'm really excited for tomorrow. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm
I
really
can tell. But
yeah.
but it's so great to see the excitement, and as I've been saying to all of you girls, that it's been nice for Paula to give this little Christmas present to all of us, to be like, we're going to have a new Miss Universe Great Britain winner, and it's something for us to look forward to. And as part of Pageantland, we just wanted to show you guys that you guys do have support. The pageant industry is there supporting you guys. We're all looking forward to the weekend, even though we cannot be there in person to be cheering everyone on, which is going to be different. It's still something worthwhile to look out for, to watch. And we wanted to introduce the contestants to Pageantland, get to know a little bit about yourselves, and to see that you're part of the STEM field and it's something that you're so passionate about and that you want to educate more people on it. It's really an amazing thing. And so it's been great having you on. And thank you for saying yes to me and for answering my constant messages of, hi, can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? So I really, really do appreciate it, because none of these lives would have been able to go ahead without you guys. So we're appreciative of that. So what's your number for the voting?
So I'm number 18.
So, yeah,
Yes.
so number 18. So guys, if you're in favor of her, please do vote number 18, and make sure that you're supporting. If you follow us on Pageant Land, we'll also be posting updates on everything that's going on. We try to be inclusive of everyone and all the major competitions in the Pageant UK and things like that. So, but thank you so much for giving me 30 minutes out of your day when I know you're busy and you'll be packing and things like that. Are you going to the hotel today or tomorrow?
No, I'll be going tomorrow in the morning. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
checking in the morning. Yes.
Yes,
Actually, this is like a very random question, but I just want to know, where are you based in the UK?
so I'm based in Derby, so East Midlands.
Oh my goodness, I'm from Wolverhampton. I'm
So
originally
close.
Wolverhampton. Oh my goodness.
I'll send you my personal Instagram, and then we can chat on there. But if you've got any questions in the meantime, Pageantland Online we are a group, so someone, if it's not me, will always answer your questions at some point of any time of the day, most likely if one of us is up. But we're so happy to help and so thankful that you joined us just to let us get to know a little bit more about you, and to wish you good luck in the finals. And I hope everything goes well tomorrow.
No, I just want to say thank you for giving me this platform for people to really get to know me. And if anything, it's great to get more people to know what pageantry is about and what we stand for. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I really just hope that everybody stays safe, regardless of everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only really be grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.